defense. But hey, look, it's getting to that time. Saturday's right around the corner, so we're about to move on to some good
Dun,
stuff.
dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, with it being so close to the season, you've seen some of the things we did a couple weeks back. We had our mock 53-man roster. One of the things that is going on and helping us with that, they did their first depth chart, unofficial depth chart, but they still put it out there, and it's good, Will, because it gives us an opportunity to, okay, now it's on paper. We can write it down where we think this is where they're doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is unofficial, but this is the first look at it. So I'm going to kind of slowly scroll down here. Will, go ahead. Let me know, like, any surprises that you have, or we'll just stick with the offense for now.
Yeah, start offense. Wide receiver.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked. Truthfully, I'm shocked that the veteran they brought in here, Alec Erickson, is behind Dax Milne. I just did not. I honestly think Dax Milne was just going to be like the odd man out, and they said he's doing everything that Erickson can do.
Right.
He's catching punts. He's making some plays in the slot a little bit here, and he's impressing them, which is great. Second year guy. So that was the one that I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I look, and basically to your point, yeah, Dax, look, he's doing everything the Ericksons can do, and they gave him a nickname, okay? Dax Milne is called Mr. Steal Your Girl. All right, as we see what he did to his ex-best friend at a BYU. But, that does surprise me, and maybe it's that he has a year in the system that we're running now. I know Alex Erickson is brought over from Carolina and that, the old Rivera stuff. But I honestly think Malign been with us before, and his special teams prowess could help him, because isn't that what they brought in Erickson for?
He did. Yeah. I mean, he's made some plays. He's got some touchdowns in Cincy, but it was the fact that he can field punts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that, to your point on that. But to me, and I talked to you about this off camera, the tight end groom. I mean, we know about Logan Thomas being out. We don't know if he's going to be there week 1. Bates recently was hurt. So that's, kind of has us worried. So I understand we need to get more. Cole Turner, we've seen what he's done. He's had a little bit of a hamstring, but, he should be good. But then you got Sammis Reyes, Curtis Hodges, Armani Rogers, just picked up a guy who we'll talk about, Eli Wolf, and Alex Armah. Will, I am thoroughly surprised that we have this many tight ends on this. Like,
yes,
like I get it. I get Logan and Bates. They're going to stay. Turner most likely going to stay. And after that, it's weird, but it's like, I mean, you could have a line with that: Reyes, Hodges, Marty, Wolf, and Alex. I mean, that's 5 dudes right there. So how do we whittle that down? And are you surprised by that?
The sheer numbers is what surprises me. I'm surprised they also put Alex Armah as a fullback, so I'm kind of surprised that they put him there at tight end. But I guess they figured, in the modern NFL, that's kind of doing the same kind of things. Yeah, I mean, I think these next 3 games is going to be, how are you going to separate yourself? It's kind of what I'm kind of seeing from these tight ends, because they all have a lot of potential right there. What you see there behind Logan Thomas and essentially John Bates is all potential. Yeah. Turner, Reyes, Hodges, Rogers, all athletes.
Yeah.
Who can become a tight end, a all-around tight end,
Yeah. And look, like I said, those first 3 we've seen, but it is going to be who shows up. And Curtis Hodges is somebody that we've mentioned him out of Arizona State, pretty far down on this depth chart, but he has been shining. He's been making plays. I think that first week, that Saturday, caught 2 TD passes that weekend. 6'8", I believe, 260. Just a big body deep down there, somebody that we can need. And, you talked to me beforehand, and right now it looks like he's behind Reyes, but Reyes, he ain't been really making any strides.
You don't hear much about him at all. I don't want to take too much away from our tight end segment coming up here, but no, Reyes in year 2 is not making the plays I thought we would hear from him. I really thought he was going to step up, but that's not that doesn't seem to be happening just yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. But look, we're going to move down to the defense and take a look at. Is there anything else on the offense that you see as
No, that was kind of it. Yeah.
That's kind of where I stuck. I think everything else is pretty similar. Kelvin Harmon, though, I think that's gonna. We'll see how that plays out. Everything else on the real quick at running back: Gibson, McKissick, Robinson, Jonathan Williams, then Jared Patterson.
That's Ab said that to it. I missed that.
Huh.
So I'm surprised, but not surprised. Like, I know they liked Jonathan Williams a lot last year. They had him on the practice squad. They moved him up. But to officially put him behind him that's interesting, because it's so hard to know where we're at in the running backs department during training camp, because you're not bringing these guys to the ground. So it's really hard for outsiders like us to see who's making ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Nicholas, yes, they are all better than Adam Shaheen. Although I thought he was going to be a good player coming out. I thought the Bears made a good selection.
Yeah, definitely better. You know who else is better? We're better than your team, Nick. We're going to see Chicago,
Did
baby.
you hear
Let's
what
go.
Justin Fields says? What's the difference with the NFL? He said, he goes, I'm throwing to receivers that wouldn't make it at Ohio State. That's going to go over real well. Good luck here, buddy.
Well, there you go, Justin.
And he's probably not wrong.
Well, right. Because they don't have any receivers right now. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, so, all right, going down to the defense side, what sticks out at you? First and foremost, I know it sticks out at me, and I understand this guy's a rookie.
Yes,
right there. My guy, Jacob Henderson, the fact that he is so far down this list really frustrates me. I thought, maybe he'd be a little better. Casey Toohill up here, I thought maybe he could switch with him, maybe jump up at least to the third string. I'm not worried about it because he's still on the depth chart, which means he's still on the team. I'm excited to see because, like you said, Will, he has been making plays or made one play one day. And look, that's all I want to see. Out of Michigan State, shout out to you, baby. Go green, go white. I want to see him play because I've seen what he's done in college. I've seen what he's done. I know the pedigree. So I'm just hoping that it could translate. But I fear he might be very, very far down on the depth chart. So I'm just hoping he could stick around. But what surprises you on this list?
Yeah. Panasek is buried. So he's going to be the type of guy where you're going to have to watch the fourth quarter on Saturday to see if he is, making plays and flashing on here, which it's going to take game play to show up for him. Yeah. So the guy that surprised me is the backup defensive tackle behind Jonathan Allen, David Bada.
Yeah.
So for the last 2 years, he has been on our practice squad as a free player. He's a part of the NFL. I was going to say NFL Europe, but essentially you're allowed to have one player if they're from Europe and he's from Germany on your roster. He's exempt. He doesn't count against your 53 or even your practice squad. And you can just basically develop it. It's about the NFL trying to spread the game, across the globe. So he's in his third training camp, and he's in front of the free agent we brought in, F.A. Obata, who made plays in Buffalo and is from Carolina. He's in front of a defensive tackle, Daniel Wise, who we brought back last year. Right. So Daniel Wise got playing time snaps last season. This guy was never cracked the 53 on game day. So for him to have leapfrogged him on this early depth chart, that stood out to me.
Yeah, that's definitely something it was very interesting. And another one on here, just for the simple fact that I know he's played some time, but he hasn't, we all know the name Troy Apke, and he's buried down in third. Corn Elder, I've heard that he's really been showing out as of recently in that in the secondary room. And I'm very excited to see that because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, one of the first moves we made in our season was to sign Troy Apke. And the running joke on this show is that this Troy Apke, the fastest, best white corner, and maybe the only white corner in the league now.
I think so.
There's not many of them, if any. So the fact that Corn Elder, outside of the name, is just balling out, has really been showing up. Really, it it shocks me because the one thing I know Apke has is the fact that he's played, he knows the systems, he's been around. So if he's falling down the depth chart, what are you doing, Apke? Come on, man. Or like my brother likes to call him Reed Doughty number 2.
Reed Doughty Jr.
You're right.
Yeah, that caught me too. And even the guy behind Christian Holmes, who's on the same level as Apke, is Channing Stribling. I've heard that he's made some plays. So those are some guys that are going to be interesting to kind of see in preseason. Are they able to play and make some plays? Because somehow Troy Apke keeps sneaking by every single year. He gets back on the roster somehow, and he's on the active 53 all the time. So can we somehow get more talent, please?
Please. What does he have? Does Troy Apke know stuff? Is he in cahoots with Snyder? How is he staying here? Because I don't know what's happening. He's always the one that's on the end of the deep ball that the defense that the offense is throwing. There goes Apke, letting him go by.
Right.
For the most part, everything else is pretty straight. Yeah, obviously Tressway, Joey Sly, and Cameron Cheeseman. But we talked about the wide receiver room and the punt return and all that stuff. Alex Erickson is still technically up there as first string on kick and punt returner. Does that surprise you with how he is on the depth chart behind Dax Milne?
Who else is going to do it right now? The other guy who returned kicks was Jarrett Patterson, and he's listed as the 5th running back.
Right.
So, it's I think if I'm seeing Jarrett Patterson and Alec Erickson back there, I'm hoping they kick it into the stands.
Oh, yeah.
Just let me start the 25 and let's move on. Don't let this ball get in their hands.
Hey, look, and as we said this earlier this offseason, they're already trying to get rid of the daggone kickoff. So,
right,
you're limiting the spots that you can play. Well, we got to say what's up to the people that are here watching.
Yeah,
Anthony saying, what's up? Ben says, just a personal opinion. Guys like Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, along with some solid running game at OSU, may just feel a better quarterback than he actually is. He's gonna be a bust. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Truth.
Ben has said it. Ben Cordet has said it with his whole chest. Look, Anthony said Ben said with his whole chest. Yeah, look. Yeah.
I think it's the whole problem with Ohio State quarterbacks. They keep flaming out, and it's the whole thing. Is there too much talent around them to really have them evaluate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Anthony, this is true. The Cheeseman, they did lock him up in Golden Girls. I remember that episode I was watching the other day. Yes, thank you for that moment.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.